Ah, just what I was waiting for. Damn, they put it in a bigger box, probably to prevent damage this time. Good on you, ECS. Oop. Let's get into it. Probably not the best thing to use, but I guess it'll work. Let's see, the moment of truth. I swear if this one's damaged, we're gonna have problems. But so far, the packaging is looking promising. Inspected. Awesome. This looks a lot better. Hopefully my control arms fit. I guess we'll see. Alright, so it looks like everything is good. This is the part over here that was bent before. Couldn't even fit my control arms in. But everything looks straight. They even put an inspected sticker on it, so I'm guessing they took a look at it to make sure it wasn't damaged or anything. So yeah, I think we're good to go, which is good. I can't actually put the subframe in today, unfortunately. I'm still waiting on the solid subframe bushings that go here. It'd be stupid to kind of put it in and then need to put the bushings in, so I'm just gonna wait. Let me actually just double check this subframe and slide in the control arms on each side, because if they don't go in easy, or if they don't go in at all like the last ones didn't, then it's gonna have to go back. But so far everything's looking good. Alright, so this one on this side. Let's see. Oh yes. Slides right in there. There's one side. That's good. She's gonna go in. And there's the other one. There we go. Obviously they're not all in. I just pushed them in with my hands. But I think that's good to go. Sweet. So I'm really not far at all from actually needing to put the motor in. This whole assembly, the subframe, control arm, steering rack, well, that's obviously got to be assembled. I'm waiting a couple days for the bushings. I got to get the brake booster painted gloss black like you guys saw in the last video, along with the transmission. And then I got to get the motor mounts powder coated. So yeah, after that's all done, that engine goes in and I can start my wiring and the hoses and whatnot. And yeah, it should all be smooth sailing from there. I really hope so, since I did the wire tuck and extended a lot of wires. I really hope I didn't screw anything up there, because that would just be a headache to deal with. But yeah, I'm excited. We're getting there. We are. And also, in the middle of all that other work with the paint and whatnot, the body shop is coming. They're going to do a wet sand and buff, because that was not done yet on the bay. Looks like it doesn't need it, but I want it done. And then they're going to ceramic coat it. So when I go to clean the bay, I could just spray everything off. And actually with ceramic coat, nothing should actually stick to the bay, because that's how the ceramic coat works. But if it does, it should just come off with a pressure washer, which will make my life so much easier, because there's a lot of little crevices in here. And cleaning that stuff and getting all the dirt and grime off would probably be a real pain in the ass, if I could imagine. So it's a few days later. I had to get the bushings pressed in on the subframe. They were a little bit of a pain in the ass, but we got them. They're in. The transmission is painted gloss black. Earlier in the video, I said it was going to get done by the body shop, but for $500, I ain't doing that shit.
Hell no. Looks better.
It does. It looks, dude, that cost me $7. $7, and this shit's mint. So, today's activities, we are going to get the subframe and the control arms and the power steering rack assembled, and we're going to drop the old stuff and put the new stuff in. And then we'll also start mounting the turbo onto the engine, so we can get that thing in here. I'm waiting on the motor mounts to get back from powder coating. Once they're back, then this thing is pretty much ready to go in, and we got a lot of work from there, so let's get started. So first we're going to start by removing the tie rod ends that I still have connected to the knuckles over here. I already went inside the car and took off the little bolt that goes on the splines for the new power steering rack, but I got the other side for the steering rack off. This is just the last side here. So once this comes off, I can get under the car and start taking off the subframe bolts, and hopefully it just drops down nice and easy.
You couldn't get that bolt out, so you had to take out the impact gun.
No, the bolt's out. I just can't get it to fucking...
You have the torch?
Dude, these are the parts I never show you. They make it look like it's simple, but...
So, tie rods are off.
Yeah, baby.
With the help of Justin. And,
Who? What?
Now we, I already got one of the subframe bolts off. There's about 3 more to go. They're not too bad, I lubed them up.
We'll get there, Tony, don't worry.
We got this, boys. It's pretty unfortunate that I gotta be wearing this, you know, nice Import Garage t-shirt.
No, they're actually specially designed grease-proof, so you can work in them and they don't get dirty.
The perfect mechanic shirt. So buy one. Help me get my car fixed. Alright, I'll see you guys later. We're one bolt away from dropping the subframe. Can I do it with my hands?
Not showing.
Tell them to go around.
Here we go.
Get my clothes out there.
Alright, let's drop this bitch. Now go around.
There we go. Literally dropped the subframe.
Look at all that fucking... Look at all that dust in there from when I was shaving the bay. Ew.
Oh shit, JDM Joey.
Super
Diesel. Hey. If you guys never knew, guys, this is Justin's brother.
Howdy do.
Oh shit.
That ass.
Looks good.
Oh, dude, cash.
Who did this?
Guess how much the paint job was? Full warranty, cracks, anything, paint defects.
2,500.
2,500. That's a little retarded. Like that's just
I don't
like,
know.
stupid shit.
This shit was...
Oh, trans came out pretty good.
13.
1,300?
Yeah.
Who did this?
Crunch Collision.
Oh, that's in Chester.
Yeah.
Damn, that shit came out very nice.
Did a good job, right?
Damn. This was what? Who painted this?
I did.
With the high tech?
Yeah.
That shit's mint.
Oh yeah. Joe, you want this?
I actually have the same shit sitting at my house. I had it for sale for a year now.
How much can I sell this for, Joey?
Dude, I literally have the same exact shit sitting in my, and I have the whole hub shit too and everything.
Wow, this looks fucking weird.
It does. Dude, don't even put another one
Yo,
back.
I'm getting the fucking one of those big ass tower shifters, the C80 shifters.
The one where you have to squeeze it to shift it.
No, no squeeze.
Like it's just like the big ass
Normal.
one.
Yeah, just tall.
And it's
all
same.
billet, but it's like
Is it billet or bullet?
billet,
It's not
billet.
Billet.
It's with the eye.
Oh, bullet.
Bullet aluminum.
Bullet.
Frickin'
Ball
chicken,
of
Joey.
Tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
He's been telling me every fucking day. Every day. So he dropped the price
From
100 to 50.
100. What?
Justin, you want to give us an update?
Well, yeah. I'm trying to get the fucking control arm in. What in the bloody fuck?
These
They don't look like it.
What do you mean?
What is it?
Talk about the ball joint or the control arm?
The control arm. Right?
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, easy guy.
That one hurt.
Bobby.
So the subframe is all assembled. Obviously you guys saw us trying to do that. It wasn't the easiest thing. and it's up. None of the bolts for the subframe are actually tight, so I'm gonna go in and tighten them, torque them down, and put some Loctite on that and make that solid. And then after I do all that and make that 100% good to go, I am actually gonna, before I hook up any of the control arms and tie rods, I'm gonna paint the knuckles because they're disgusting and rusty. And yeah, brakes can stay the way they are. I got a big brake kit, so which you guys don't even really know about, but yeah, we'll get into that another time. So let's finish this up. Alright, so we're all tight. I really hope it's tight enough. Frank, you actually want to stand on that?
Yeah, let's try it out.
Tight?
I think so.
Okay. Alright, so now that the whole subframe and all that's good to go, we're going to go ahead and bolt the turbo up. I don't have any of the new lines like the oil feed or the coolant lines, but I do have the oil drain, which is going to be the hardest one to put in. So
put it in down here too and connected it.
Yeah, we'll make that solid. I could put the rest of the lines in another time when I get them. Take the camera. All right. You know how it goes, Frank?
Got confused for a second. What the?
No.
No, what am I doing?
This one. This is sideways.
I'm just trying to get it in there.
Hold on. Pull it back real quick. Place it on there.
I don't know why I put it in the wrong way in the first place.
Yeah. Hold it. So we're on to day 3 with this video. We did finally get the turbo mounted last night. In theory, you would think, yeah, V-band clamp, nice and easy. Not so true. As you guys can see, everything in this little vicinity is such like a tight fit. Like the wastegate next to the turbo, all the bolts in here, and then getting that drain lined up perfectly in there and whatnot. So that was honestly like a very difficult process. Probably the hardest thing I've done in this car so far. It took us like 2-3 hours, whatever. But that's finally good to go. I'm gonna figure out where the rest of the lines are and order the other lines. So I'm pretty much good with the engine today. But now I'm gonna finish up all the work that we started yesterday. So I still have yet to connect the control arms to the knuckles, along with the power steering rack, tie rods. So before I go ahead and connect any of that, I'm probably gonna clean the knuckles up and put a nice coat of black paint on them just to make it look clean. And yeah, after we do that, I'm probably going to run my new brake lines all the way to the back. We'll see how that goes. Maybe, maybe not. And then I know I've been saying it for a while, but I think today the guy's finally coming to wet sand and buff this thing. He's been busy, so he hasn't gotten here yet. But as soon as that's done and the engine mounts are back, it's go time. So I stopped filming for a little bit. I was having some troubles with some things. I accomplished pretty much what I wanted to. I don't know how well you can see because of the lighting, but all the brake stuff is off and gone to put the new stuff on. Painted the knuckles and whatnot. These hubs and the bearings all getting replaced. That is something out of the blue. I didn't want to do, but it's gonna happen now. So when I get home, I'm gonna order the new hubs, new bearings, and all the new brake stuff. So that's pretty much it for today. Still got the engine over here. I clean the garage a lot, so when I get back in here, it's gonna be a lot nicer to work on. Oh, and also jacked up the rest of the car so I can run all my new brake lines. So that's gonna be it for the video. Don't forget that the next video that's dropping in like a week or so from now, from the release of this one, the shirts will be for sale. You'll see at the very end of the video what the shirts look like if you haven't seen them yet, or you probably saw me wearing mine throughout the entire video. But yeah, that's pretty much it. One step closer to getting this thing done. Hopefully this thing goes in about a week or 2. I'm excited. Let's do this.
Chains on shining, you can see me rise.